Kovrig's espionage trial starts today, while Spavor had his last Friday. What can Canada realistically do to put China in its place? This is the Great White North Report. Okay, so as I'm recording this, the espionage trial for the second Canadian, Michael Kovrig, has already started, and we should hear something before the end of the day. The hearing comes days after closed-door trial of another Canadian, Michael Spavor, both detained in apparent retaliation for Canada's arrest on U.S. extradition warrant of Huawei exec Meng Wanzhou. We consider this hostage diplomacy. Now, the police in Beijing cordoned off the area outside the Beijing courthouse, and Canadian diplomats were turned away from entering the courtroom. Kovrig is a former diplomat and was charged last June with spying on his compatriot, Michael Spavor. Now, Jim Nichol, the chargé d'affaires of the Canadian Embassy in Beijing, told reporters that the hearing had started and the diplomats' access had been denied. So we're very troubled by the lack of access and lack of transparency in the legal process. Court official on the steps told reporters no entry was allowed because the trial is a national security case. Representatives of 26 countries can gather outside the court on Monday, lending their voice for Kovrig's immediate release. So we do have support internationally. Everyone sees through China's facade, and it's well known that the government has provided no information about the accusations against the two. But a newspaper run by the Communist Party says they collaborate in stealing state secrets and selling them abroad. So the first trial that Michael Spavor, which happened last Friday, ended after only a couple hours, and there was no apparent ruling, and it wasn't transparent. Spavor and his lawyer appeared for the closed hearing. The court will later set a date to issue a decision. The Dandong Intermediate People's Court said in a statement on its website, the Chinese courts have a conviction rate of over 99%. Spavor was not seen outside the court, and there was no word on his condition. Again, a lot of people from other nations were present outside the courthouse as they sought access to the hearing, but were not allowed to enter. So both Kovrig and Spavor have a lot of support internationally, but nothing's being done. Diplomats are refused entry as well as journalists. Now in China, they have a belief that domestic law overrides international law, which in fact is not the case. China does have international obligations to allow consular access, and they haven't done that. They only did it when we allowed Meng Wanzhou's family to come to Canada. Now, incidentally, this trial also coincides with the trial for Spavor, coincided with the U.S.-China talks, which didn't go so well, and also coincides with the continuing extradition hearing in Vancouver for Meng Wanzhou. I think these trials were designed to put maximum pressure on Canada and the United States. That's all it was. It's just a tactic by the CCP. Put pressure on Canada to pressure Washington to release Meng. China has demanded Meng's immediate and unconditional release, and they arrested Kovrig and Spavor arbitrarily to put pressure on Ottawa. They should be released without charge. China also restricted various Canadian exports, including canola oilseed, and handed death sentences to another 4 Canadians convicted of drug smuggling. So the truth is, this is that no evidence is going to help them. And the fact is that Kovrig and Spavor will probably be found guilty in China. And this is nothing more than a show trial driven by politics rather than by facts. Teng Biao, who practiced law in China for 10 years before fleeing, said that politically sensitive cases, the judges, the court are not able to make a final decision. And these kind of cases, the court is only a political tool of the Chinese Communist Party. So this can keep going on potentially for years. They'll have a trial. Nothing will be decided. They'll be sent back to prison. They'll have to wait for the next one. It's very stressful emotionally, both men, their families, and for the government. And that's what they want to do. They want to play these little games. Now, is Meng the Merciless worth that much hassle? Well, they must be if they're going to that extremes to try and get us to release her. Because it doesn't look like she's going to win her extradition fight. She'll probably be sent to the United States unless Biden caves in and says we don't want her anymore. Tang said that criminal trials in China are generally very short and won't be open to the public, and that's what happened with Spavor and Kovrig. Spavor's trial was only 2 hours long and wasn't open to the public, and Kovrig's also had no press or diplomats present. Now, Tang said that they will be able to present their own evidence, but witnesses are frequently not allowed to testify, or documents or other physical evidence can be answered in the case, but the judges don't care about them when making their decision. So there's really no hope in hell for Kovrig and Spavor that way. And Canada has to step up its own pressure on China in other ways to get their attention. The fact is, China is now a hostile state, and Trudeau is out of excuses for his silence. Remember Trudeau, before he got elected Prime Minister, expressed his admiration for the Chinese Communist Party's dictatorship ruling, is that it gets things done. And he's always been warm towards China and been trying to buddy with them ever since he got elected, which has obviously been the wrong step to take. So what could we reasonably do to... We can start by boycotting the Beijing 2022 Olympic Games. Now, this would be the second genocide games and the first pandemic games. Why would we want to send our athletes to Beijing? If they do something and they get arrested as well and detained, or some coach, trainer, or some lower level official, they could get snagged there. There's no guarantees that no Canadians would be safe in China. especially if an athlete or a trainer had a history of criticizing them. And also because of their human rights abuses towards the Uyghurs, Falun Gong, Tibet, Inner Mongolia, Hong Kong. So we should definitely boycott the 2022 Olympics and set up our own rival games. Next, we could ban Huawei from Canada's 5G telecom network. Trudeau was given 30 days back in December, but I haven't heard anything about an official ban yet from Trudeau and the Liberals. It seems like they continually stall for time, or just got forgotten. Currently, our network providers are going with Nokia and Ericsson, Huawei, but still an official ban would be nice to have. We could also start recognizing Taiwan independence. That would definitely shake things up. Or what we could start doing is pulling all our embassy and consulate staff and any Canadians out of mainland China and Hong Kong, sending them over to Taiwan, and then switching our recognition from the government in Beijing to the government in Taiwan as a representative of all China. You gotta remember, China claims, the CCP claims that there's one China with two systems. Well, we're going with the other system. It'd definitely be a huge slap in the face. Another obvious step would be to ban the Confucius Institute from operating in Canada. Confucius Institute is our schools run by the CCP, people that want to learn more about China. But the thing is, you're only allowed to learn what the CCP wants you to learn about China. So you will not learn about Tibet, you will not learn about the Uyghurs, or Falun Gong, or the Tiananmen Square massacre. You can also start by formally labeling the Chinese Communist Party as to blame for the pandemic, and give the name of the virus the CCP virus. Why not? Call it the Spanish influenza, the German measles. Why not call it for what it is? The CCP virus. After all, we have the UK variant, the South African variant, the Brazilian variant, and there's even a Manila variant. Why not the Wuhan virus? Or realistically, we can start seizing billions of dollars worth of assets that are held by the Chinese government in Canada. Look into anything by Communist Party officials and start seizing their assets here. The Merciless Wanzhou has 2 homes in Vancouver that are worth over $1 million each. I have no problems with sending her to a real prison and seizing her houses. Or once we do ship her off to the United States, seize her assets here to help pay for the cost of the court. We should definitely seize all the assets. Another no-brainer would be to stop giving foreign aid to China. In 2019, we gave $41 million of our taxpayer dollars in foreign aid to China. Why? I don't know. What the hell is Trudeau and his government thinking? Incredibly naive and stupid. And who knows how much we gave in 2020 China. We probably invested millions of dollars in trying to find a vaccine that didn't benefit us at all in a Chinese lab. Definitely cutting off foreign aid is a logical step, which we should have taken years ago. Anyway, any Canadians out there, let me know what you guys think, and what should we take? Should we cut foreign aid, seize all the assets, blame the CCP for their virus, ban the Confucius Institute, recognize Taiwan, ban Huawei, or boycott the 2022 Olympics? Which one's your favorite? I want to hear. Maybe if Beijing knows that we can't be pushed around, they might realize that these 2 guys aren't going to be worth the hassle and let them go. But like I said, any Canadians, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Hit the like button, subscribe. I really want to hear from Canadians, not CCP trolls. Until next time, this has been the Great White North Report.